There are around 1 billion people in the world who live with less than $1 per day. More than half of the world population lives with less than $10 a day. With so many of us being poor, being rich has become a universal goal. You will undoubtedly find how to get rich on the top lists of most queried topics on search engines. Well, that isn't hard to explain. Being rich has an unquestionable allure. You get the so-desired financial freedom. After all, more wealth means more options and more opportunities in both your personal and professional life. What motivates us even more than these factual benefits of being rich is, ironically, the myths revolving money and the rich. Such as, the more money you have, the happier you will be, and the fewer worries you have. Or, how the rich do not seem to work hard, and yet lead lavish, extravagant lives. But, are they as lax as we believe? Will all our worries vanish when we become rich? And is it as beautiful as it seems? Believe it or not, being rich has its own disadvantages. That's right, being rich has disadvantages, which are probably not talked about because of the stigma around money. Nonetheless, they exist, and they could be serious enough to affect all aspects of your life. In today's video, we tell you exactly these disadvantages, so that you can see for yourself the downsides of being rich, and why being rich isn't exactly a good thing. Before we start, remember to hit that like button and subscribe button to access more of our videos. And don't forget to hit the bell icon as well, so that you can get notifications of any new video we release. They are educative and most importantly free, so what are you waiting for? Subscribe now! Disadvantage number 1. Wealth overshadows your other characteristics. When you are rich, people tend to overlook your traits and characteristics as a person, and wealth becomes your defining feature. Abigail Disney, granddaughter of Roy Disney, who co-founded the Walt Disney Company, has related her own experience as a rich person. And I quote, "People do say to me straight up, 'Oh my God, you must be really rich.' In every interaction, you don't get to make a first impression because they've already thought about what they want to think about you before you even shake their hand." Number 2. Fame that comes with wealth denies you of your privacy. When being rich is on the plate, many people yearn for the fame it brings, the attention and adoration from the masses. But what they do not realize is they may have bitten off more than they could chew. Fame gets scary when it starts eating away at the privacy you deserve. Your life will constantly be in the public eye, and every small action subjected to scrutiny. You will therefore lack the freedom to do even the simplest of just going out to the store without being recognized, disturbed, and even gossiped about. Number 3. You give up a lot to become rich. There's a different plethora of ways in which people get rich. These include inheriting assets, lottery jackpots, working and investing, among others. For you to work your way into being rich, you will definitely need to do a lot and give up just as much so that you could get the wealth and keep it, in terms of time, relationships, and other resources. In fact, contrary to popular belief that rich people don't work, studies have proven that in most cases, they dedicate more than the average person. Here is some data. 44% of the wealthy worked 11 hours more each week than the poor. 88% of the wealthy took fewer sick days at work than the poor. 67% of the wealthy watched less than an hour of TV a day, whereas 77% of the poor watch more than an hour of TV a day. And 63% of the wealthy spent less than an hour a day on the internet, while 74% of the poor spent more than an hour a day on the internet. Number 4. You get inexplicable criticism. The rich are often criticized and are sometimes unjustly maligned. Provided that you are rich, whatever you do or don't do will not pass without criticism. People will consider it unfair that the rich have all the money and even despise them for not sharing. There will always be certain stereotypes about the wealthy. People will assume that you're materialistic, arrogant, and greedy, and don't know how it's like to be a commoner. They tend to believe that you got your wealth by some stroke of luck or from shady channels or loopholes. Number 5. People treat you differently. When people know you're wealthy, their attitude towards you changes and they start treating you differently. They will start treating you with a lot of respect and deference, which may end up making you uncomfortable. Some friends and family tend to expect costly gifts from you. You become their go-to person whenever they want to borrow money, or they may expect you to be their cash cow and settle the bill whenever you hang out with them. This makes your relations tiring, burdensome, and even superficial. Number 6. You develop trust issues. The more money people have, the more they tend to look over their shoulders in suspicion. It becomes difficult to find people who are genuine around them and not just putting up a false pretense. You find yourself unsure whether the people around you are truly interested in you and what you have to offer, or they're more interested in your money and what it might do for them. You rarely get the love or attention you want for who you are, rather than what your status is built on. Number 7. You may end up losing perspective. A popular question to ask is, do you own money or does it own you? Money can easily gain control over your life. The super rich are immersed in their passions daily. They are consumed by it, and not any other thing comes close in comparison. They tend to battle with their desires, and it becomes easier for them to lose direction in their lives, as they have the wealth to indulge in all sorts of pleasures. It can even be subject to arguments with family, and end up hurting your relations, and this may lead them into falling out quickly, losing their meaning in your life. Number 8. You end up getting bored. Most people use money as their motivation to work hard. Once they reach that goal, they're at a loss for what else to do. Most of the things you imagine buying are only worthwhile to you because you can't afford them, or because you have to work hard to acquire them. Once you can easily afford a high-end item, it doesn't mean as much to you anymore. If you're wealthy and you don't have to work and choose not to, it becomes difficult filling your life with meaningful activities. Working for food and shelter doesn't just provide food and shelter, but also motivation to do even better in life. A lack of that motivation and drive can lead to other bigger issues, like depression. Number 9. Your children might grow up spoiled. If you're wealthy, your children might grow up not knowing the value of money. They might grow up feeling that they do not need to work or worry about money because they were brought up in a comfortable environment. They may never realize the struggle of earning money or achieving anything in life, as they get whatever they need whenever they want it. In fact, they may even face problems getting genuine friends, who are not there only for the benefit they can gain. It is a widely known problem, and even Warren Buffett, one of the world's richest people, has made a point of not giving his children too much of his money. He said that he's aimed to give his kids enough money so that they would feel they could do anything, but not so much that they could do nothing. Bill and Melinda Gates have said that they're leaving their children a minuscule portion of their billions, explaining it will mean that they have to find their own way. Number 10. You will be under pressure, have anxiety, or even depression. According to Jack Ma, the richest man in China, being rich has put him under much pressure. In fact, being wealthy means more expectations and more worries. While being rich alleviates one of the stress, which is the struggles of poverty, by improving the quality and satisfaction of life, it still comes with its own series of mental issues. Studies have shown that being rich is linked with higher levels of mental disorders like anxiety. One study, for example, found that young people living in affluent suburbs are much more likely to display indicators of maladjustment, like higher levels of anxiety and depression, narcissism, and substance abuse than inner-city kids. As you've seen, if you only look beyond these riches, the lives of wealthy people also have its fair share of struggles. While this may not abate your want for riches, it is important to keep in mind these problems that you may face once you've realized your dream, so that you can better cope and handle them. It may be worth the risk. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and gained something from it. And if you did, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications. Also, if you have a subject you'd like us to make a video on, let us know down in the comments below. We love helping you guys out whenever we can. With that said, thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.